Let's hop right into it. Spawning in the lower right-hand corner of Nightshade. It is our red Terran player. Playing for Team Kaizi. It is Bunny. And his opponent in the upper left-hand corner, the blue Protoss player for Cascade Esports. It is DnS. Yes, a qualifying, well, okay, I shouldn't say qualifying match. You qualify for day 2. There are 8 players seeded into the bracket for tomorrow. And then the top 8 from today seed into them. So you end up with a nice round of 16 bracket. And that's just one step closer to being qualified for IEM Katowice, which is undoubtedly the biggest tournament of the year at this point. I mean, it's not the global finals this year, I guess, but definitely the biggest tournament of 2020. And every year for the next 3 years, gonna be the biggest tournament of the year. It already kind of felt like that, but I'm really loving these qualifiers. A lot of really good series going on so far. I really wish we had gotten to see game 1 of Rail versus DNS. Maybe I can steal the replay from somebody. I don't know if anybody was watching. But let's see what we got here from Bunny. It's going to be a 1 Rax fast expand, so just going for that. Going for that Reaper. This probe being super cheeky though, but the Reaper didn't go very far, and a Marine came out. Adept coming out of DNS, looks like, since the Chrono. He went Gate Nexus Core. Chrono that out to get it out in time for the Reaper, but the Reaper never came across the map. Stayed home to deal with the probe. This is a nicely timed bunker. This bunker is actually, it can be really important in this matchup. There are some builds that get a Stalker across the map very quickly, and a Stalker can endlessly micro against a Marine, and Reapers don't really do much to them. So you need this bunker to defend this base down here. Every now and then I'll see pro players skip the bunker, and I'm like, no, please don't. And then a Stalker comes and does more damage and causes more headache than it should, especially if there's a follow-up Stalker. Since Bunny wasn't able to scout what's going on, he doesn't know at the Twilight. We do have Blink on the way. Now this Reaper will be able to scout everything, sees what's up, and that's the reason for this Widow Mine. This is the, just in case it's an Oracle Widow Mine. Now they instead move to I want to catch Blink Stalkers. Oh, but both the Widow Mines get seen. One gets triggered. Now Bunny might want to move these Widow Mines. He's gonna load them up in the medevac. That one's still on cooldown for a little bit. And then he's switching off to grab a Raven. A couple more barracks, so not going for that, the full mech meme, but DNS going for a very quick 3rd base here. I'm gonna grab that robotics. Is ready for the mine drop. It's all about the probe pull though. And the probe pull was very nice. We'll get 1 mine in the medevac and get out of there. Doesn't get greedy for the 2nd mine. Only gets the single kill. Or the double kill. Double Forge going down behind this. Looks like Bunny is grabbing +1. Doesn't have a 2nd NGA just yet. Getting stim as well. Should be getting combat shields in the near future too. So it looks pretty standard here. Standard bio play out of Bunny. We'll see if he complements it with, could be Widow Mines actually with this reactor coming up. Or potentially just making that reactor to eventually switch to barracks. May not build anything out of the factory, at least for a little bit. Nope, gonna be double Widow Mine. Alright. Well, that can be very good against charge. It looks like DNS is going for a gateway heavy style, as we have 5 more gateways coming down right now, as well as charge coming up and that 1-1. This was very popular, but changed a little bit during that last patch. Ooh, the Raven with a really nice catch on that observer. Stim is not finished, but the Marauders are out, and those are going to help push away the Stalker. This is a lot of army units out of Bunny right now. He's up almost double DNS's army supply. These Stalkers do have to be careful. No concussive shell and no stim means they don't have to be that careful. He's got a few units back at home. Charge should be finished by the time Bunny makes it across the map. These Stalkers are all very wounded. They will die super quickly. Stim is finished now. Concussive is just started. Concussive would have helped so much in this push out. Oh, those force fields are really lovely. Catches a few Marines. Widow Mines go off on those Zealots. He's gonna back out of there. A couple of auto turrets go down. 5 kills on that Raven. And now Bunny gonna go for a bit of a double drop. But it looks like DNS is perhaps prepared for this, pulling back a little bit. And Bunny, this third base feels a little bit late. It's trying to set up that third base. Worker count's pretty similar at the moment. Another auto turret goes down. Gets a couple more kills. Ooh, and actually a double prong double drop here. I think this one in the natural might be able to get some damage done, as all these units are headed towards the main. A few of them do split off. DNS was paying attention though. He will kill one of those medevacs very quickly. Some nice blink micro as well. Zealots pick all of this off here. Force it to pick up and go home. Not a whole lot of damage getting done, but the worker count is even. The army count's very close. I think the biggest deal here is the upgrades. +1 armor just now finishing. Or just now starting even, not even finishing. It's about a third of the way done for Bunny. Meanwhile, 2-2 is almost halfway done for DNS. He's going really hard on those upgrades. We have more drops coming out of Bunny. This is one of the things he's kind of known for, is he tends to start the aggression and then he doesn't stop the aggression. He'll just keep going. We have units very nicely placed, both the natural and the third base. None in the main, which might be a little bit of a problem, but at least he'll be able to see those medevacs flying by with this pylon, I believe. These 3 going towards the natural right as the Stalkers move out. Might actually be able to catch DNS off guard here. Oh, Bunny, you can't be out on the map with this army though. But a massive triple drop, forcing the recall. Bunch of Stalkers and Zealots recall. The rest of the army walks back on home to clean this up. Bunny with some nice trades there though, bringing DNS down to 58 workers. Army supply still very, very similar. But again, it's the upgrades. 2-2 versus 1-1. We do have an armory and a second engineering bay. Ghost Academy just going down, but I don't think, yeah, we have no ghosts or anything in this army. Or, Templar, rather, excuse me. In fact, do we even have a Templar Archives? Oh, we do have a Templar Archives, alright. Just no Storm and no Templar. Oh, there's an Archon. I guess that tells the whole story, doesn't it? Well, I like that hallucinated Phoenix. Draw some Widow Mine Fire. Coming in from two angles here. Ooh, but DNS, I don't think he's taking a very good fight here. All these charge lots are hitting the depots while the rest of the army fights this bio. SCVs come off the line, so Bunny is going to lose a bunch of workers. But in the meantime, just to show you guys, there was a bit of a drop going on. DNS down to 44 workers. We're going to get on out of that game as Bunny takes game number 1 with an excellent defensive fight. Yeah, and there are some really great other qualifying matches going on. I'll walk through the bracket a little bit here while we wait for our whole party to get into the game. Round of 16, it looks like Neeb is still waiting for his match, but Mana versus Vanya is happening. That's going to be a good one. Bly versus Cure. There are a few that are still waiting. Harston versus Denver. Yeah, this is looking good. And even the other one, Special, is waiting for Sol or Eric. That's going to be really nice. Kelzer is waiting for Skillus or TLO. Scarlet Wooded Microbe and Namshar Nurchio. Those four. Two of them are going to be fighting each other. It's going to be good. Gungvu Bandit or Gerald going to be fighting against Neeb. Viter, thank you for the resub. 3 months. 3 months. Thank you, my friend. It means a lot to me. It truly, truly does. You guys got to hear the lovely abbreviated version of the neuro rap. Just a quick one that doesn't bother the flow of the stream too much. The flow of the cast too much, I should say. But more important than any of that is this game we have right here, where in the upper right-hand corner of Eternal Empire, up 1-0 in this best-of-5 qualifying match for tomorrow's round of 16 bracket. It is our Red Terran Bunny and his opponent in the lower left-hand corner, French Protoss, down 0-1 in this series. Let's hope he can bring it back and make it a nice close one. It is DNS. Handsome ends. He pops in and he says, "Really nice stream, bro." Just hits me with the compliment. That's how you enter a stream, folks. You jump in, you nail it with the compliment. That's all you really need. DNS looks to be going for another gate expand. It's not going to get hyper aggressive here. No cannon rush. Too bad. And it looks like Bunny wants to go for a Reaper expand, so I'm going to be getting up that CC as soon as this probe's out of the way. Second SCV comes down. Slightly off-center, command center. More like command off-center, am I right? Oh god, I've been hanging out with Rifkin too much. Reaper comes out. This probe actually gonna go home this time instead of staying out to be annoying. We have Adept first once again, out of DNS. And gonna be a Stargate here from our Protoss player. Nothing too crazy. This Reaper waiting to see if the probe comes back, perhaps, or just to see if anything comes across the map. But we'll probably go on a scouting expedition a little bit later. starport going down. Oh, it's going to be a Hellion this time. A single Hellion. Well, that's a choice. That is an interesting choice. Reaper will come in. Adept will chase, but the Reaper will be able to scout out what's going on. Sees a Phoenix being chrono boosted out of the starport, or the Stargate rather. All right, so Phoenix versus Terran, not the most common thing, but we do see it from time to time. It's one of those things that it can be kind of tough to gain traction with the Phoenix, but if you do, it can be very strong. And we don't have a Cyclone here or anything, but we do have a Viking coming out. We have a couple of Widow Mines making their way. Well, that Hellion trying to get some damage, but it looks like a single Hellion. All on its lonesome. Doesn't kill much. Gets a probe, maybe. Here come the Phoenix though. Avoid this mine and get on out of there before taking too much damage. Robo coming down for Bunny, or for DNS rather. Makes me wonder if we're gonna see Phoenix Colossus. I'd say that's probably the most common of the Phoenix-based compositions against Terran. But the Phoenix are nice for map control, for map vision. Potentially some harass. He might be able to grab an SCV here. Oh, I think he might have been trying for that mule. But grabbed an SCV. And just stuff like that can be nice. You don't need to kill everything in the world for it to be successful tech path. And again, just continuing to grab SCVs. And this is only one Stargate Phoenix, so there's no major committal to it. It's going to be a Robo Bay. Observer coming out. Will very likely be Colossus once that Robo Bay comes up. Double Forge coming up for DNS once again. We do already have +1 on the way for Bunny. But if his upgrades lag behind like last game, I guess last game it didn't end up mattering all that much, but I feel like that all comes down to how that engagement ended up going for DNS. Oof, those Phoenix playing a game of death here. Taking a chance. First Colossus coming out. Thermal Lance starting up. And we do have just +1 for now. I swear I saw a double forge. No, just single forge at the moment. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe it wasn't a second forge I saw. Looks like Bunny wants to move out. A couple of tanks in this medevac. Nice little Bioforce. No Rave in this game though, I believe. There's no third base, no third CC, which DNS has fully scouted. So DNS going to be a little bit afraid here. Thermal Lance not finished and not going to be finished. Oh man, those medevacs have to be very careful. Decent siege position here, gets a couple of nice shots off. Oh, the Phoenix though showing their value. Widowmine goes off on the Phoenix though, making them, a few of them quite low. And this position's gonna be real nice for Bunny while he tries to take his third. The Phoenix picking up reinforcements as well. So far this is nice for Bunny, but his tank's not putting pressure on the Nexus, so not really forcing DNS to do much. And the longer he waits, the better this gets for DNS. In fact, it looks like Bunny's going to try to get out of here, but with the Phoenix on the backside and charge lots on the front, this is going to be difficult. Yeah, he's going to have to stim to get out of there. And he will, but he didn't do all that much damage. Now Bunny is behind 12 workers. He is getting his third base up. The army supply is even. And we're starting to see the Vikings come out to combat the Colossus. That is the other benefit of the Phoenix, though, is the Vikings will auto-target Phoenix, so you really have to be making sure to target the Colossi down with the Vikings. Temple Archives coming up as well. DNS gonna start rounding out that army. I was just gonna say, might want to take a 4th base soon, and there it goes. 4th base indeed. This Zealot running around will get caught out by some bio units out for a little stroll. Nope, Adepts and another Zealot getting caught here. Nice little catches from Bunny. Ooh, another Phoenix goes down though. Yep, only these 3 Phoenix in the sky right now, so not going to be quite as useful in the next battle. And Bunny really, the fact that he was able to keep those units alive on the retreat is actually massive. If he had lost those units, any of them, especially though tanks, medevacs, on the retreat, this push would not be nearly as strong as it is, but it's looking quite strong right now. 3 tanks here. Oh my, actually there was some hiding. 7 tanks here now. 2 hiding, 2 more join the fight. The supplies are evened up, but I really am loving this army here from Bunny. Oh, massive storms. Not hitting a ton of the units, but just enough, it looks like, or maybe for DNS to hold on here. Colossi getting some really good hits on that bio ball as well. But Bunny says, I've done enough damage to your army, and it's actually very even supply. DNS's army supply even a little bit lower. Those tanks move forward. Start putting a little pressure on that gas geyser. +2 attack about to finish for DNS. This is actually a little bit of an anti-timing, but he's gonna go. And there's enough charge lots to mow down all these tanks, all those bio units. No stutter step or anything from Bunny. And this Colossus lives with 1 hit point. With 1 hit point, Colossus. How did you do it? That guy's got war stories to tell. But DNS has his +2 weapons now. 2-2 on the way here for Bunny. And +3 weapons, +2 armor on the way for DNS. +1 ship weapons as well coming up for Bunny, and that'll make his Vikings a lot, make them take down these Colossus a lot quicker. Also getting that increased EMP radius for the Ghosty Boys. Planetary tells the Zealots to get on out of there. And Bunny, with both of his pushes, I'd say trading pretty nicely, but considering he didn't really do any damage to DNS's economy, which has been bigger the entire game, it's not surprising to see DNS's army much bigger than Bunny's. Units lost is fairly similar. Bunny actually even a tiny bit worse here. And yeah, again, DNS has just had more workers and more bases basically the whole game. Bunny's pressure is not able to take out any bases or workers. And it puts Bunny in a bit of a tough spot now. He's down quite a bit of army supply. He does have a decent army against this, but we have disruptors coming out, and that's kind of the next stage of the game. These 2 stalkers just being annoying. Gonna kill a couple of SCVs here. Oh, and then they even blink out. I love it. Excuse my mouse movement. just reminded me that I still have edge scrolling on. Something that I had planned to take off for today, but alas, I did not. This tank is gonna siege up at the watchtower. Really wants to hold that watchtower position. But Zealots are gonna get on top of it, and actually we'll just straight up kill that tank. And the Marine. DNS building up this nice army. The supplies have equalized quite a bit. I think DNS just waiting for some of these units to build, wants to get more disruptors in. The upgrades a bit in DNS's favor at the moment. Does have that +3 attack, but they're very similar. 3/3 on the way for both players, as well as shields. Oh, we have double Tempest coming out to combat the eventual ranged Liberators. Looks like DNS might want to push in. Just throwing out some of those Disruptor Novas to test the waters. Lib range now on the way from the Fusion Core, which is doing its little dance. Oh man. The best upgrade in the game is on the way. We have DT Blink, my friends. We have Shadow Stride researching right now. And I absolutely love it. DNS just getting a little bit of everything. Ooh, we have a big drop from Bunny. And with DNS at 200 supply here, he's not going to be able to warp in. He's going to have to go for a recall. He's posturing quite a bit away from this base. Ooh, big storm. Actually, a couple of really nice storms. Some of these units not attacking, but the Nexus goes down anyways. In the meantime, Tempests are moving, or Libs are moving forward. Where are those Tempests? Nova's getting a couple of decent clips there. Ooh, I think I missed some of those Tempests going down. While I was focused on that base, it looks like we're only at one Tempest. I was gonna say, oh no, a nuke. But gets that nuke, oh, and gets a massive hit on that bio army from Bunny. Bunny holding off those Zealots, but needs to get these Liberators over. A couple of these units stayed alive. Will they be able to do it? They get the kill on that replanted Nexus. DNS isn't struggling for money, but still, nice trades there from Bunny. Massive EMPs. None of these units seem to have shields anymore. Now we need more Tempests to come out here for DNS. These long-range siege units doing some nice work. The cannon's gonna hold strong here. It's gonna force these bio units to move up. And the Novas will knock some of them down. Oh, the Disruptors though. I think the Disruptors got put in the wrong control group or something there. Nice storm on the Vikings. There's not a ton of Vikings here. More Novas going out. Gotta really be careful with those. Don't want to get them into the Lib zones. A nuke going down on the bottom base here. Looks like it will not do a whole lot. But in the meantime, Bunny pushing forward up here. I don't know if I want to say he's trapping this army, but he's putting it in a very awkward position. That's for sure. While Marines stim up, they will grab this Tempest. Oh man, and there's Liberators everywhere. Warpins of Stalkers and Cannons will push those away though. Bunny pushing real hard into this, making it really difficult for DNS. These Novas, there was one good hit, but for the most part, they have not done their job. And these Tempests are just falling here. 5 Tempests have gone down this game. We have our first carrier coming out, though. All right, a nuke went down, but it looks like the Ghost was killed. Another Tempest gets taken down by these Stim Marines. And a big recall goes down to get those units out of there. DNS now in a tough spot, down to 38 workers after that. And Bunny's gonna hit in 2 places at once. Hitting on the left side, which is where most of DNS's army is. And it looks like DNS should be able to clean this up somewhat easily. Oh, the Bunny moving around, joining up these bio forces. Oh no, and DNS move commanding some of these important units around the wrong side. And he has very little splash damage now. There's a few storms here. Actually, kind of a lot of storms if he doesn't get EMP'd. We have a lot of ghosts in this army for Bunny. This army is mainly stalkers after that. And as long as Bunny has some marauders, he should be in a pretty decent spot. Carrier is here though, and interceptors are going to make this a little bit more difficult. Bunny has a lot more supply in general, but the army supplies are not too distant from each other. And Storm can be the great equalizer, especially since none of these ghosts have energy anymore. Oh man, there's almost no energy. I don't think he has a single EMP. DNS, of course, does not know that. But those ghosts being cloaked for so long, gonna be a bit of an issue there for Bunny, who's trying to take this left side base. This one, these 2 bases are very difficult to hold, as are these 2. I think this corner base might be a little easier to hold at some point. We have disruptors being rebuilt, and those are really key units. The EMPs don't affect them. It really just comes down to Bunny's splits. It also makes these Vikings, I'm not going to say useless, but they're less useful than if these were Colossus. But against the Carrier and the Double Tempest, going to be very good. We do have +3 ship weapons coming up for those Vikings as well. And that's going to make them take out these units very quickly. DNS for the first time sees this planetary. Oh, we have a bit of a double drop down here, but with the warp in and with the cannons, should be able to get that out of there. Oh, nice little blink catches a medevac as well. And now DNS can siege up this location. Oh, that Nova was pretty close there. Massive storms, actually. Bunny walking completely through the storms. Oh, those EMPs were even more massive, though. It takes all of the energy. 0 storms left, but fortunately for DNS, he does have some disruptors in here. 5 total. Plus the Tempest should be able to push back some of these units. Oh, Ghost coming forward now. Going again for some EMPs, perhaps. But they just kind of walk into the army, and there was an observer. So Bunny losing a few ghosts there. Space is finished, morphing into a planetary now. Bunny comes back with this drop to kill a few more workers. DNS still very low on the worker count and hasn't retaken either this base up here or like he just took in the bottom right hand corner of that base. The delicate dance of these units. Disruptor Novas, Liberators, Vikings, and Tempests. Oh, Scans picks off the Observer. That can be really nice against the Ghosts. I don't know if we have any nukes in store just yet. In fact, I don't even know what key I would click to see if there are nukes. Don't believe we have any nukes, though. It's not in that Ghost Academy. But right now, Bunny's economy is quite a bit better than DNS's. Oh, DNS moving a little bit too far forward there. Actually loses a few stalkers to those libs. We do have some DNS support in the chat. I think as this game goes a little bit longer, DNS is going to be able to get back into a slightly better position. Ooh, but look at this from Bunny. He's splitting. He's saying, you can't hold this position anymore. I will not let you. Forces DNS to move back. We have another nuke on the way. So far, they haven't done a whole lot, but they definitely can zone, and Bunny gets a lucky hit. Maybe he could take out a bunch of probes, or even the dream hit on top of the army. We're getting into kind of a split map scenario. I think DNS might want to take this base in the near future. Ooh, big EMP it looks like. Sending out a Nova to scare off that ghost. Yeah, you tell your friends too. Such an interesting dance back and forth. It's a very passive part of the game now. Everybody's getting all those upgrades they want. Although we only have +1 shields for DNS. I guess that's because EMP makes that not necessarily worth it anyways. But I would perhaps like to see some further upgrades on those shields, as well as on the ship weapons. Only +1 ship weapons right now, and might come back to haunt him. It does look like he got the range upgrade though for the planetary and for the turrets. High sec auto tracking. Oh, massive EMPs landing. Some Novas go out. Don't quite get the hits. Still a lot of energy back here. Looks like 1 sentry and 3 high Templar. Oh, the EMPs don't quite land on all the Templar. Looks like DNS still wants to try to be annoying. This is it's a really good area to fight, I'd say, for DNS. He can hold this high ground. Oh, looks like he lost some of that energy. There is still some energy though. Should still have a couple of storms in there. And a few SCVs, a couple of mules. And these Novas making sure that Bunny cannot move up that ramp. Oh, grabs another Tempest though, that really low Tempest from earlier. In the meantime, DNS moving across with a few units here. Oh, those blink DTs, I love it. Kills that Liberator that was helping out there. Forces Bunny's attention away. Oh, and finally we get a Nova connection, getting a bit of an engagement here. Honestly, there's not much here for Bunny. Maybe he sent a little bit too much back, it's hard to tell. But it feels like he does not have a lot of his army here. A couple of Ghosts going down to a Nova. That Liberator really wanted to get something done. All these units will be cleaned up by Bunny. Eventually. There you go. And DNS is finally taking this base. Oh, but it looks like he wants to just send these across once again. Bunny's gonna do the same thing. DT sneaking by. The units that wanted to run by catch the units that did run by and chase them away. Meanwhile, this DT comes over here to be annoying. We have Yamato on the way and 4 battle cruisers. Oh my god. That's actually beautiful. It looks like this planetary will go down. Bunny repairing it for a little while here, but it does eventually go down. In the meantime, 4 BCs warp on over to this side. Both players so solo. In fact, yeah, they did warp. Oh my god, that recall. So many units getting recalled. Some Yamatos go down, but they don't actually kill any of these units. They just take some of the health away. And now Bunny's in a bit of a tight spot. I mean, that was a lot of money invested into those BCs. And as soon as DNS saw them, he started up his +2 ship weapons. So he's going to start getting those air upgrades once again. But right now, he definitely has the superior army. Not just in numbers and size, but in army composition as well. Especially with 2 BCs still in production. That's a lot of supply that's not here with this army. Whereas all of DNS is together, except for 4 probes. I guess that's not army. But he's not currently building anything else. And it looks like he wants to go in some big EMPs land. Liberators getting some work done, but also dying. Dying a lot. And this army from Bunny just doesn't feel like it can do a whole lot. In the meantime, the 4 BCs have made their way down to the bottom, where they did kill a Nexus. We're trading bases for bases here, but Bunny is down to 21 SCVs. Most of them are right here. There's a few hanging around as well. Yamato's going down. Stalkers actually trade fairly decently against BCs if you have enough of them. But in the meantime, DNS says, well, I'm just going to move forward. I don't think you have enough back at home to actually defend this, and I'm inclined to agree. We have 6 BCs here. 5 BCs here. That's a big chunk of this army that Bunny does not have. But he is doing damage. He's killed 2 bases. Oh, another recall goes down. Bunny's not paying attention to the BCs. Oh, 2 of them go down before the warp happens. Oh, might be able to catch. Grabs the disruptor. Both of them on exact same worker count. Oh, 1 more goes down. Oh, actually a few more going down. Oh, please warp away. No, didn't quite hit that T button quick enough. 15 to 12 workers at the moment. And Bunny can't mine from this base till these Marauders get here. Oh, the Disruptor's getting caught though. 2 Novas going out and killing a handful of units. Both of them so low on money. DNS essentially has half a mining base right now. Bunny is back to mining from this. Not a lot, but he is. It's hard to tell what's going on here. Oh, massive storms though blanket the entire army. Some more Marines come out, and the BCs come up against a whole bunch of Stalkers and a whole bunch of Tempests. Are there enough Marines to kill these Tempests though? DNS is gonna tap out. Oh my god. I actually had no idea who was gonna win that fight. Man. What a game that was. That was super, super back and forth. Bunny finally able to take it with that final fight. But man, that felt like it could have gone either way. I think Bunny made a really good choice there. He Yamato'd down the Disruptors. And I feel like 1 or 2 Disruptor hits and that fight absolutely goes DNS's way. But there were just enough Marines, that like reinforcement group of Marines and the few Marauders and Ghosts that survived all those storms were just enough to clean up the Stalkers with the help of the battle cruisers. And then Marines just absolutely destroyed Tempest. There were enough left over. It was incredibly close though. All right, we have a little bit of a break. DNS asking for 2 minutes. I think we're going to go ahead and take a quick 2-minute break as well. And we'll return as soon as the game's ready, really. We'll be back. Thank you guys for hanging out. I hope you're enjoying. And I'll see you soon. Told you that'd be a quick break. DNS said 2 minutes, but what he meant was 45 seconds, which I'm happy about because then we get into the next series or the next game, same series, next game. And I get a few seconds to rest the voice, which honestly is going to be a very quick day because it's got to be the last series. We might be able to grab another game or something, but it should be the last series of the day for us. Sometimes I hit the wrong buttons, you know? That's why I lose StarCraft games. But you know who doesn't lose StarCraft games, at least so far today, is this gentleman in the lower left-hand corner of Zen. Playing for Team Kaizi. It is Bunny. And his opponent in the upper right-hand corner, our blue Protoss player from France representing Cascade. It is DnS. Scouting around, looking for proxy racks. You know, when you're up 2-0, proxy racks is not a bad idea, especially on this map. This is one of the very few maps, not only with 2 Reaper jump up spots, but with one very good one. And this one can be a little janky, but still counts as an exit or an entrance for those proxied Reapers. But there are no proxied Reapers. Just a single Reaper back at home. And I'm actually reminded now. I'm going to turn edge scrolling off. Ignore my... opening the options. Live on stream. So nothing crazy coming out of either player. Both looking very standard. Gate Nexus into Cybercore. Reaper expand. Should drop the factory down soon. We'll see if it's going to be anything like Hellions or Widowmine drop or something like that out of Bunny. Bunny's like very good in this series so far. TVP has been a bit of a struggle for a lot of Terrans lately, but it looks like Bunny's feeling quite confident, at least here against DNS. I'm really hoping DNS can pull it back, though. I'd love to see maybe an aggressive kind of build, maybe something very specific. But we shall see. Oh, is Reaper going to grab a kill? That's a really... It's kind of a tough thing to happen. There is an Adept. Oh, the Adept's gonna get in. All right, never mind. I don't think DNS minds so much. Ooh, the Adept cancels the Shade. He has a kill, though. Oh, he's gonna go for that, but he is not gonna get it. The Hellion doesn't quite get that last hit, but the Reaper will. And that is a dead Adept. I think it's a tough thing to happen, like, mentally at the start of a game. Looks like we've got Phoenix once again for DNS, though. Gonna follow up the Oracle. I think that Reaper just scouted the Oracle. I don't know if Bunny was looking. It might only caught it for a second. Oh, Hellion comes in, gets one probe kill. Reaper comes in, dies. But gets a scout off, sees the Phoenix. Widowmine on the high ground over here. A couple of Marines in the mineral line for defense. There's not enough Marines to fight this. Oh, there are now with these two joining up. Oh, and he pushes them right into the Widowmine. DNS having a bit of a rough start to this game. And I think Bunny probably feeling pretty okay with this right now. He's a little bit supply blocked, but not the end of the world. DNS gonna grab a third Nexus very quickly here. We have a third CC on the way for Bunny. Oh, these Adepts. There's a Widowmine here. Oh, loses an Adept very quickly. The door will close. Oh, and the Adept finishes. Well, at least it'll kill one Marine. These two Phoenix are gonna get one kill and delay both of these barracks. I love how this SCV doesn't get to go back on the barracks. Bunny's like, no. You failed once, you don't get to fail again. We do have a few Phoenix coming out, though. +1 as well as charge on the way for DNS. So not going into that quicker Colossus like he did last game. Instead going for a more gateway heavy composition. Even getting +1 armor, which is a lot more common with charge lots, and it is going to be a lot of charge lots. That looks to be the plan here. Phoenix coming in to be annoying. Much more SCVs going down. We'll get hit with the Widowmine. Doesn't kill a Phoenix, but it brings one very low and takes the shields off a couple other ones. Oh, this Viking lands and gets 6 kills before it dies. Man, Vikings. Vikings are good. Looks like Bunny might want to move out, or maybe just moving to defend this third base a little bit. Another Widowmine shot. Still 4 Phoenix in the sky, though. They will regain some shields over time. We have the Templar Archives coming up. Stim and 1-1 for our Terran player, as well as combat shields. Both players just getting everything they need to continue on in the game. Interested if Bunny plans to move out in the near future. I do feel like these Phoenix have done really well this game. Sure, they've taken a couple of hits, but I feel like they've gotten their fair share of damage done. 8 kills between the 4 of them, and just kind of keeping Bunny defensive, keeping those drops back. We have the Robobay and a second Forge on the way, +2 armor on the way as well. DNS setting up real nicely. Might want to take a 4th soon. There he goes. Look at that. See, me and DNS were on the same page. Ooh, looks like maybe another Widowmine shot takes out one of those Phoenix. Do have a few Vikings here. 2-2 started up for Bunny. Upgrades relatively similar. They're all a little off kilter. I guess DNS is a little bit behind with that +1 just starting up. Oh, a little bit of a drop in the back here. Just a single medevac full of Marines. Ooh, gonna go for that Forge, but with no Marauders to do that extra bonus damage. Phoenix, come back. They will clean this up. Targeting down the Forge seems to be not the right plan, but he does grab a Phoenix. Nabs one of them Phoenician boys. Actually, he needs to warp in again to kill this. Yeah, that's a full wall. Oh no. This Forge, please don't tell me. That'd be so sad if this Forge went down to 1 Marine. It gets low though, 102 health. We do have the increased EMP range on the way. I can't remember the name for this upgrade right now. This is kind of killing me. I feel like I'm usually pretty good with upgrade names, but right now, it's not happening. Enhanced Shockwave. I got it. Nailed it. Bunny going for that 4th base. DNS does already have a 4th base. The worker count very similar between them. DNS supply a good bit up though. Ooh, I like these charge lots coming in here. Grab a quick tank. Do get EMP'd, so they'll be easier to take down. But taking out that tank, nice little pick off. Second group of zealots moving around the left side. They get there soon. We might be able to grab some SCVs before the planetary finishes up. It's going to be very charge lot heavy, which EMP takes a lot of the kick out of the charge lot sails. Ooh, but a big triple drop. Zealots being targeted on some of those SCVs. Looks like they will go down fairly quickly after killing a few. Alright, triple drop going to the north. There's a Phoenix here though. Really nice scouting Phoenix by DNS. In the meantime, he's moving down along the south side. You know what though? He doesn't have a whole lot of empty supply to warp in. This triple drop may cause him more problems than he cares to deal with. Second Stargate and the fleet beacon on the way for that later game. Tech. We may need to see a recall. We're almost at 50 energy here on this main Nexus. A lot of these structures starting to go down. There's that recall. Picks up and gets on out of there after taking that production down. One Phoenix did give him some advanced notice, but still able to get some damage done with that drop. Some Zealots once again are running by. Actually, it looks like, yep, they got dropped out of a speedy boy prism here. Got that gravitic drive. Well, these units gonna move right back into the main. Again, DNS full on supply here. Not gonna be able to warp in. He could cancel a Tempest to warp in a couple of units, but I don't even think that's gonna be enough. Not enough for a recall, and it's on cooldown. Depowers the Stargate and the fleet beacon. All the units coming in now. This drop should be cleaned up here. Oh, grabs the Templar Archives though. DNS not quite ready with those Stalkers. Does have a little bit of a hit squad down here. Oh, but it's gonna get caught out. Really big storm on this army, but I don't know if it's gonna be enough. DNS is running away. We could try to run to the top here with this group of units, but instead gets on home. And it seems like Bunny's dealing with the harassment very, very well while putting on some of his own good harassment. And DNS is struggling to keep up with the multitasking with the multiple locations going on here. Keeps getting caught off guard by this top side. This drop is still here. We now have lib range on the way. We've got +3 finishing up, building armor. +3 for the ship weapons as well. Again, Bunny really consistent with that. I like that a lot. Just helps these Vikings so much against the Colossus and against the Tempests, which are coming out. Disruptors coming out as well. Man, more Prism. Not getting in down here. Creed would be proud. But the economy is still quite good here for both players. DNS a little bit down in workers, but that does mean when they're maxed, the army supply will be a little bit higher. So, you know, that can be nice. We'll get some Zealots getting in. Get on top of a tank, get on top of some SCVs, equalizing that worker count a little bit. In the meantime, this double drop coming back into this 5th base will get cleaned up finally. But another double drop going down here to the 4th. It looks like that will get cleaned up as well. DNS has lost a few workers, but he is remaking them. And finally cleans up this double drop that was plaguing his north side of the map. Cleans up the one to the south side as well. So Bunny losing a lot of army there. But both players getting kind of a massive bank up. Trades have been better here for Bunny by quite a bit. But DNS still very much banking up. We're getting that +3 finished up. Grabbing +1 ship weapons, +1 shields. Getting that Dark Shrine. Can never have enough Dark Shrine. Who's it that always says when you get into a game like this, it never hurts to have a Dark Shrine? I think it's Todd. So this base is gonna be real tough for Bunny to take. Well, these Stalkers sitting down here. Grab a couple of these defensive tanks. Don't mind me, I'll grab a Liberator as well. Blink into their doom. But trading pretty nicely there for DNS and forcing some units back home. Ooh, killing that singular ghost may lead him to the understanding that there are nukes on the field. We do have a nuke in the silo. These units get caught by the bulk of the army and will get taken out. It looks like DNS gonna take this northern base. This is kind of a weird one. It can be kind of difficult to defend. Oh, Vikings coming over. Anti-armor missile going down. A couple of Novas coming out. Meanwhile, to the south side, Bunny hitting with a big Bioforce will be able to easily take this base out. But to the north side, does he have enough left over? All these Vikings absolutely grabbing some of these Tempests here. DT getting warped in as well. Some DT is going on up to the north side, gonna help clean up this Bioforce. DNS so far still up in supply, taking the better trade, I believe. Definitely winning the top side here. There's only a few ghosts left over. A nuke will go down, but it's an uncloaked ghost. It just gets taken out by a Disruptor Nova. Meanwhile, all this bio has been completely cleaned up, except for, I guess, these 3 units. Another nuke goes down. Looks like DNS will respect that one, so this base gets to stay up for Bunny, although it is barely mining at the moment. Worker count is very similar. DNS does have this base up here, which most of the probes from this bottom 4th base are able to make it up there. And that's pretty big for DNS. He needs that mining. As the main is almost completely gone. The natural's getting low. Even the gas here is about to be out. Well, yeah, see, here's the power of the DTs. There's plenty of orbitals. Does he have enough for his scan? And if you just don't realize it for a little bit, it can be very painful. Nuke goes down, DNS sees it, even kills the ghost, pulls all the probes away. Bunny moving down along the bottom side with a small bioforce once again, should be able to get a kill on this Nexus. Immediate cancel there from DNS. Again, both players banking quite a lot. DNS with the bigger mineral bank, but both have a very big gas bank as well. Now again, we get to this delicate dance between the Vikings, which are in massive count right now. I almost feel like those Vikings could dive on this army. DNS needs to be real careful. I think the biggest threat to those Vikings is going to be these Archons if they're able to get underneath. That being said, the ground army not looking all that powerful here from Bunny. Oh, Nova comes out, gets a really massive hit, but some of these disruptors getting taken down by the Liberator. That storm is a bit of a whiff. All these units retreating, but so many of them, again, just going to go straight down to these Vikings. Almost no Tempests left. However, not a whole lot of Liberators sieged up at the moment. Some of these Vikings getting gunned down by the Stalkers. Ooh, Lib doing damage on the backside, gets a few kills. Couple of Liberators, actually. And a nuke going down. Bunny multitasking like crazy here. Oh, where's that ghost? I'm actually not sure. Oh, it's over here. Fortunately, DNS pulls out of range just in time. But that ghost, or the nuke really zoning that army away. So he's able to take out this northern base. Now nuking into the mineral line. It looks like DNS sees it just in time to pull most of those probes away. 3 of them get left to die. DNS in a really difficult spot right now. It was looking quite good for him for a little bit. Does have a bit of a counterattack of his own. Bunny getting some really solid damage done. And this static defense here, as well as these sensor towers, looking really nice, but these Liberators are all on their own. They will just get picked off. Vikings come in, but there's not a lot left in the sky, and since all the Libs are dead, he doesn't necessarily need those Tempests anymore. Sure, Colossus are nice, but with Stalkers and Disruptors. Ooh, forward blink there. We'll take some damage for that one. Some bio down to the bottom side. There's a few Zealots here for the defense. Where's the ghost? Now you get to play the game of where's the ghost. DNS doesn't want to play the game. Oh no, this Tempest takes some damage. Ooh, that Nova almost coming back. Disruptors getting absolutely demolished by those Liberators. This is what the Tempests are for. We have 2 more nukes on the way. This dance so far going better for Bunny. I think DNS is handling it pretty well. Able to take what he can when he can. But just now getting mining back up on this base. The epic fight between the Stalker and the Ghost. Stalker wins. A couple of Zealots killing a lot of workers up here. Both players pretty low on workers at the moment. 39 to 54. Bunny doesn't need too many more than 54 though. I do like these hallucinated Phoenix just to try to get some vision and see how the setup is. This air army from Bunny is absolutely crazy. Vikings come forward. The Liberators come forward. There's not enough Stalkers to jump on him this time. Oof. Pulling back is DNS. He is mining from this base at the bottom side once again. He desperately needs those minerals. Still has a little bit of a gas bank. But Bunny's bank is just absolutely massive. Supplies are very even at the moment. These two Archons not going to be enough on this bottom side, and there's no pylon here for a warp in. A nuke going down on the top side as well. DNS is just going to give it up. The nuke lands, doesn't kill any workers, but this bottom base is down. DNS has very little mining right now. He's got 0 gas mining and 111 minerals per minute. That's right, per minute. It's literally just this. That's all he has at the moment. There are 0 other minerals being mined. Archon's trying to push those away. Bunny just has so much money in the bank. And I'm not sure what DNS can really do from here. He's up in supply. For some reason, Bunny's not reproducing some of that army. But he just can't push into this. Nuke goes down, actually does some damage to his own stuff. Vikings hitting from the side. EMP's going down on these Tempests to make them easier to kill. Actually, all the Vikings will die. There's still 4 Tempests left over. There are still some Vikings over here, as well as the turrets. But DNS, basically if DNS loses any of this, that's it. He can't rebuild anything. He has no more money. He's not mining from anywhere. He has to kill all of what Bunny has with what he has. And I just don't think his army is quite powerful enough for that. I don't think he can be cost efficient enough to do it. He's gonna try to hold on. Of course, he doesn't have all the numbers. But Bunny's bank actually getting quite a bit lower now. And every time he loses a unit inefficiently, like that's brutal for DNS. It's so difficult. Disruptor's coming forward, gonna throw out a Nova or 2. We'll get some kills. Any efficiency you can get is good. Right now, Bunny is mining out a ton of stuff here. And sure, his bank is depleting, but DNS is literally long distance mining. 300 minerals per minute. That's it. That's all he's got, is this long distance mining right here. Bunny has put himself in a fantastic position, and I don't see any good way for him to lose this game. DNS is going to go all in right here, right now, but I think this is just too much Bunny, and DNS is going to have to tap out. Bunny takes the series 3-0.